Hey, good morning. So the big day is finally here for our scheduled hangout. Because geez, I think we scheduled this like 5 weeks ago whenever I ran into him in that video 777. Anyways, that was the day I ran into him. I actually been talking to him a lot or whatever, and then he gave me a ride to the DMV to actually get my license renewed, and I went ahead and got a real ID. And so we did hang out and have dinner, and we watched a few things. It was kind of interesting. We watched a couple movies together. Basically 3 movies. We watched like an hour. It was like 30-40 minutes. So it was like a TV show special, and then 2 movies. But then, yeah, anyways, today oh, there's a bunny rabbit. We'll see if he's hiding right there. That's him. It's so hard to see. There's that bird. Mockingbird. You mockingbird mocking me all the time. Anyways, so yeah, I'm just making some breakfast, and I'm gonna go see him. I've been editing some old the Bear Thing Show podcast, trying to get it actually the way it was intended to be from the beginning, where I have the references on screen for everything we're talking about. Like if we bring up a movie, I'd put the movie we're talking about. We're talking about like electric cars, so I put up some electric car stats and stuff. I'm looking at me instead of this. Anyways, so yeah, so I'm gonna get ready and have some breakfast and then go see him. I don't know what we're all gonna get into today, but it'll be a good day, hopefully. I went for a walk yesterday with a friend of mine that we've been kind of on the outs, and we finally, after 40, 50, 7, after like 56, 7 days, finally saw him again. Yeah, it's very strange. It's very strange, because like, I asked him to define a word he was using, so I made sure I understood it, and then he was all like, why do we need to do that? It should just be whatever you think it means. And I highly disagree with that. If you are talking to someone, it's important that both of you are, and you're using same language. Make sure the other person is meaning what you mean, or that you mean what they mean. And it's not even about because we could always just use Merriam-Webster. That's fine if that's the best case. But I find that oftentimes people use words they don't know the definition of, or get this right, because it's really communication. A lot of it falls on the listener. So if I don't know the definition of the word, then I'm misunderstanding you. If you say we should love everyone, and I'm like, you said those words, I translated, I'm like, yes, we should fornicate everyone. I don't think that's what you meant, but my example being that in English, love is used for a lot of things. People say, I made love to that person, right? What does that mean? So it's important when you're not understanding someone to make sure that they define it. And it's not even that it needs to be defined. You don't have to know the definition of the word offhand. It just makes sure that both parties know what we're talking about here. Are you saying that I should treat everyone with kindness? Is that what you mean? And then we need to define kindness. What is being kind to one another? Anyways, I just think it's important in communication to take the few extra seconds if you misunderstand each other to make sure you do understand each other. So keep that in mind, and don't get upset if someone asks you to define a word you're using. You know, if I'm constantly going around saying, I think that's arbitrary, you know, I think it's okay if someone's like, wait a second, do you know what that means? I don't know, I don't know. It's okay to ask people to define the words they're using, because it's important in communication that both parties understand one another. And I've had misunderstandings in my life where I'm going around using words and then I find out the people I'm talking to have no idea what those words mean. To use another example, last night, I'll remember it. Hold on, I'll remember it. Give me 1 second. I'll remember what it was. It was, much obliged, right? So, this is my example of why it's okay to ask for definitions of things. Because last night I was playing a game with some friends and someone said much obliged, and the other person was like, what? They were almost offended, like, what are you saying? Because they'd never heard it before. They don't know what it means. So it's okay to take a few seconds to say, what's that? What's that mean? Can you define that? It means thank you, essentially. But anyways.